G'day, I'm Blxz and welcome back to Distant Worlds Universe. So I have completed the bases here and you may have seen the shields just charging down the bottom at the very start. That is because in between designing these and building them, we had apparently researched our new Dukelis shields. And so all our space stations have been upgraded and I've gone back and upgraded these. So we've gone from 5,075 up to 6,300 shields. It's a pretty big increase. And our technology is just booming ahead right now. We're still probably behind the others because of the hard AI. They do get bonuses. But I think for the most part we are pretty good. We're competitive because we can build so much. We're a very industrial race. What are these guys? You are potentially very good. Boarding assault, we don't have any of those, and repair, I don't have any repair things. But hyper jump and targeting might be useful as a whole fleet. On fleet level. Actually that reminds me, we're going to need a, what's the word, a command ship. So I'm going to make, it's going to be a command cruiser. We got here, I'm actually going to put a couple of, oops, I keep forgetting I do that. I'm going to put a couple of concussion missiles on there, 10 of those. There's going to be a long range one, so it's always going to stand off, and it's going to flee when shields reach 50%, so it's going to run away quite easily. But it's going to be the, let's call this the Melbourne class command cruiser. So our Melbourne class command cruisers, they're going to be a very heavy ship. Oops, what did I do there? I want our Dukelis shields. I'm going to want, so you can see, they actually do split them up. These are not objectively better than those ones. Although as we get to higher levels, eventually these ones will fade away and be made obsolete. But for the time being, they're not objectively better, although they are stronger. And I'm actually going to... it's too big. Okay, let's have a look at this. Maximum size of 650. Here we go. Now I'm going to need a... what's the word? I'm going to need a jump thing on this. Hyperdrive? Equinox hyperdrive we want. It's a little bit smaller, which is nice. And it goes a hell of a lot faster. We've got the energy to run it. Does it go fast? That's the question. No, it goes the exact same speed as the Jerax, but it uses less energy. And then as we get higher levels of the Equinox, it will become faster and faster. So I would like, let's grab one energy collector on it. Throw a couple of thrust vectors onto it so I can turn more quickly. We can bring down the number of missiles on that, bring that right down. It really is only a survival thing. So the rest of the fleet is going to be doing the fighting. This particular one just needs to keep our general alive. So that means I have way too much energy. 2 gives me more than enough. If I take it down any further though, I won't actually have enough to jump at full speed. So we've brought our weight right down. It's a hell of a long range. I would like a fleet targeting system and a fleet countermeasures system, so they'll benefit the entire fleet. And I want a hell of a lot of standard armour because it's so small. That's 100. That's given us... so I'm going to be very slow. It's going to be a very slow ship. As we get bigger, I'll be able to make it a little more nimble. But for the time being, the whole point of this is survivability. They're going to need some carriers at some point in the future as well. But for now, I think... let's throw Hab and Life on. Okay, there we go. I think we've got ourselves the ship we want. Or maybe not the ship we want, but at least the ship we deserve. Bit of a Gotham reference there. I think that's pretty good. 5,400 shields, so it's equal to one of our spaceports. Yeah, this thing's going to be an absolute tank. The Melbourne Command Cruiser. It's going to be a very heavy tank. So we're going to need it for all of our fleets. So we've got fleet drop there. What are they doing? So I'm going to need 3 of them for the time being. You guys go back and repair. I'm going to need 3 of these heavy ships. So let's go and get 3 Melbourne Command Cruisers. And military ships. Okay. Encounter of Vedanth, you're going to go into the Emu Heavy Attack. Anarchy of Nantaray, you're going to go into the Drop Bear Fleet. And Melbourne Command Cruiser is, I guess, the name of the first one. You're going to go into the Frillneck Lizard Fleet. So the Melbourne class. There we go. There we go. Let's go and have a look at these ships. Okay, being constructed here at Eklamoy. That's good. There's a hell of a lot of components on this particular one. And it's going to use up quite a lot of steel and other resources that we need. But I think these will increase the survivability of our generals. Yeah. And when it's built, I'll make them the lead ship of the fleet and start transferring our generals over to them, or our fleet admirals over to them. While those are being built though, I also think we need to work on colonisation. Now no one else can take it because it's in our area, but if we do, we may actually be able to push them back slightly. Yeah, we're sort of fighting over influence up here. So let's have a quick look at our colonizer ship. Now I think I can upgrade that. We do actually have one of them out there though. Where is that one? Where are you? Okay, you've been destroyed. Let's just scrap you immediately. Here we go, we have our colony ship. I'd actually like you to retrofit to the latest design. That won't take very long, I imagine. It'll just give us desert, continental, marshy, swamp and ocean. I think the upgraded what's it called? Let's have a look at them. The enhanced colonization module, I believe all it does is increase the population of the planet when you first land on the planet. So instead of having 30 million, we might have 60 million. Let's have a look at that. It's taking a long time. Advanced proton ionization. Existing component, that's brilliant. So all our ships will go just that little bit quicker. This is taking a long time. I suppose it's a very big component. When that does eventually get done, I'll be able to send that up and take the... Ooh. There's a fleet going through us. They must have been... Oh no, they're just travelling back from their empire. They have a very big empire. Now, I'm not exactly sure whether we'll be able to fight them off. I've sort of been thinking in between episodes, let a little bit of time run. But I am concerned about what we're going to do if we're ever attacked. Now I know I'm weighting these forces down here, which is giving them time to build up. But I really don't have much choice in the matter. If I jump on them, they are sort of, let's have a look at them. They are very angry with us and they have put up trade sanctions. So, oh, okay, and then now they're pissed off that they claim the system, even though it's clearly ours. So I think war is inevitable at this point. We're just never going to be friends until we get rid of that. Those two down there. How's our purge going? Yeah, it's going well. We've killed off a couple more billion. But so far nobody has emigrated here, or immigrated into the planet. They're all sort of migrating around these ones. This one's off a bit far away, I think. So once these other ones fill up, they might jump down a bit. No, not happening. Looks like the colony ship is done, so let's send it up and take... Which world is it? Is that the world? It's an ice planet. So where is... There we go, that's the ocean world. It's only 54%. Then that's rubbish. That's only 16%. And that one's 29, so this is pretty average. It's a pretty average system. I don't think we're ever going to make much out of it. Yeah, there's a lot of potential colonies, but they're absolutely crap. Some decent resources though. It might be good to have at least this one colony administer the collection of all these resources here. Okay, that was pretty quick. First of all, let's work on getting a small spaceport built up here. And then when that's done, there you go, 60 million. So the enhanced colonization module doubles it. That's pretty good. It's a big start. It's a couple of years head start. And I'll probably want to throw a defensive base on here when that population gets up a bit and they get the resources they need. Oh, the medical system. Where is this? Can't see where. In the Dorteni system. The hell's the Dorteni system? There you go, up there. So they've done that. Also the Fullertons have managed to do a wonder as well. Just shortly after I finished recording the last episode, they've built something over here. So that world is starting to look more and more appetizing. And oh, we've got some pirates down here. Well, we'll have to take them out at some point. Either way, I'm thinking it's time to... What else have we got to do? We're still waiting for improved missiles, although that's going to improve regardless. What else have we queued up? That's all. Okay, so everything else is ready. How about over here? We got coordinated maneuvering. It's just an improvement to thrust vector. And then we've queued up. That's also an improvement. So I actually think our time for another design. Now some people love watching designs, some people hate them. Most of the time I'm doing the boring repetitive stuff off camera, but some of these are going to be done on camera, and what we're going to do is redesign them. Now the Adelaide class has been pretty good, but its job as a nuclear bomber really didn't work out too well. So I'm actually going to leave one of them on there. I'm going to make this a heavier fighting ship. And it's going to be focused more on the attack, I think. We're going to need... It's got countermeasures and all that. That's good. We're not going to need any fleet stuff because it's going to have a fleet commander attached to it. We're going to put on... what's our size? 650 is our maximum. So I think that and then the remainder in shields will be the way to go. Wait, what's our size? There we go. We've got 100 and... Can't even... There we go. Pull the monitor a bit closer. My eyes are not dealing with small numbers very well. So we've got 196. We've got... nowhere near enough energy, so we're going to have to actually take a shield off and throw another reactor on. And we are upgrading our reactors, so this doesn't need to be, we don't need redundancy or anything here. That's actually perfect. It's 4 ahead, and then as we upgrade our reactor, we'll be good. So I've got 4 more bits of space, and I'm going to throw on, I don't want to carry troops because I do that in a separate fleet. I've got 5 sectors of range. I want just armour for the remainder. There you go, it's a hell of a lot of armour, and yep, too much armour. So there we go. 30 armour is a good round number, and we are... Yeah, we got ourselves a solid ship. It's actually a very, I know, it's not a very fast ship. I might need to upgrade that in the future as well. It should turn reasonably well. It's got good close range attacking. It's got... where are the missiles? Where are the missiles? Like, oh, C concussion. There we go, it's got 10 concussion missiles, so for each one ship they've got a decent long range capability. Missiles being the longest ranged weapon in the entire game. Other than fighters, I suppose. And... yeah, pretty good all up, pretty good. Yeah, standoff, so only fire the missiles at stronger opponents. Close in and use all of them for weaker opponents. And you're at good speed when required. I think this Adelaide class is a much better ship than it was before. So to that end, we're going to find our... what are these? Where are you? You're damaged. Actually going to... yep, you're screwed. So you're going to scrap, retire, scrap ship immediately, and you are also screwed. So we're going to scrap ship immediately. Okay, let's have a look. Our Frillneck Lizard is a nuclear engagement fleet. You guys are going to retrofit to the latest Adelaide design class. So I'm going to take those nukes out of you and put in something a little bit more powerful. To that end, we're also going to... let's have a look at the other one. The Emu Heavy Attack is going to want some destroyers in there as well. I'll keep what we've currently got and we'll throw in more destroyers. So I'm going to want, say 10... say I'm going to want another 20 destroyers. No, let's make it 30 destroyers. And we'll put 15 in each. We're also going to want, probably could have done it at the same time, we're going to want frigates. Let's say another 50 frigates. And 30 escorts. And 2 of those because the advisor suggests it. There we go. That is a pretty good level now. So our 2 fleets are going to be the... what's Fleet Drop Bear doing? It's just defending. It's going to be the Emu Heavy Attack and the Frillneck Lizard Nuclear Fleet. There you go, it's probably enough to go into the Emu Heavy Attack, and the rest how many did I build? Can go into the Emu Heavy Attack. Nope. Here we go. No, it looks like I put them all into Emu Heavy Attack. These guys are Frillneck Lizard. There we go. I'm getting there in the end. Okay, that's those done. Now... it's going to take a long time. How about we just go... select all of those. Put them in heavy attack. Heavy attack. That one. Oh, must have put quite a more into the heavy attack than I thought. Doesn't matter. We've got two fleets, one super heavy and one reasonable. And then our little crappy weak defense fleet for Pharos, which really doesn't do much, but it just does tie them up a little bit. Makes them attack our ships instead of our spaceports and our planets. So let's have a look. We've got... It's a big fleet. Okay, I'm actually going to base you guys down out of Oima. So the frillneck lizard, you can go, your new home colony is going to be Oima. Set that as your new home colony. Yep. And the Emu heavy attack, you are staying up north there. Brilliant. Well, I think we're moving into position now. Things are starting to look good for our first attack. Now the colonizer fleet is actually going to load troops from this planet at Oima. Here you go. I hope I haven't removed too many. No, it's looking good. And we're going to move one of our troop generals, probably the attacking guy, onto the colonizer fleet. Okay, we are starting to spend too much money here, but that's fine. Our bonus income will tide us over in the meantime. And Emu heavy attack. Colonizer fleet, and the frillneck lizard will be group 3. Okay, I would like you to move to this planet. I would like the colonizer fleet to move to this planet. And that, everybody, is where we're going to call this episode. We're going to go on long enough. We're going to move into the next episode, and we're going to begin an attack against the Dorteni Commonwealth. These big purple motherfuckers to the north of us. We're going to reclaim what is rightfully our territory, in which they're thoroughly pissed off over, and hopefully that will make them happier. I mean, obviously, if we're removing the source of the problem, they're going to be a hell of a lot happier with it. They may not be, and they may decide to launch and attack us, in which case, let's have a look. We have a military strength of 15.5, nearly 16, and they are just a little bit more powerful than that. Okay, well, this is the cliffhanger. I've been Blxz. This has been Distant World Universe. If you do indeed enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe and tune in next time when we are most likely going into another big ass war. Take care and I'll see you then.